I've also had strange things happen to me when listening to night story videos. Worse, it has been happening for some time, even on days when I no longer listen to them. I found this channel a few months ago, maybe around mid-2015. I really enjoyed his videos. More than other channels, I think it felt like a friend was telling me about it, not like a poorly narrated horror tale you find elsewhere. I liked all the videos, but not all of them scared me. The few that did left me with a very strange feeling, and it was that way from the beginning, since the first video I watched. I think it was the story of Lisa Lam and the mannequin woman. The strange things that happened to me started as a dream. I woke up in the middle of the night, or at least that's what it felt like. The door to my bedroom was open. All of a sudden, I could see a silhouette in it. I couldn't see her face or her features. Nothing about her looked clear or oriental. But inside the dream I knew it was Elisa Lam. She was standing in my bedroom door, moving her arms in that strange way she does in the video. Her limbs seemed to grow longer and longer until they were almost reaching the floor, and she approached me. When she was about to touch my feet, my dream changed into something I don't remember. What's strange is that when I woke up the next morning, my bedroom door was open. On the next occasions, while listening to his videos, nothing happened that directly went beyond feeling that someone was breathing close to me, feeling presences, and, in 2 different occasions, hearing voices speaking to me in the dark of my bedroom. One voice sounded very similar to his, like the narration in the night stories. But as I said, it didn't go much further than that. What happened afterward is what makes me believe this wasn't just part of suggestion, my imagination, or fear. It happened one night when I was making a playlist to listen to all the new stories, and even some I'd already seen, ones I liked to hear again. Even among the repeated ones, this time the feeling was different. I started to feel anxiety in my chest, a terrible discomfort, like something very bad was about to happen. A message came to my phone. My mom was asking if I was in my room. I told her yes, and she replied that I should go downstairs quickly. She was waiting for me on the stairs. When I got there, she grabbed me and we ran out of the house. We went to the neighbor next door, and my mom told her someone was in our house. A few minutes later, the neighbor and his son arrived, and his wife asked them to go inside and check our place. They searched room by room, but there was nobody there. Later my mom told me that from downstairs, on the stairs, she had heard voices in the upstairs hallway. When she looked up, she saw shadows leaving her room and walking toward mine. Many shadows, the shadows of a dozen people murmuring as they moved through our house. She knew this wasn't something normal, but she didn't just tell the neighbors. I have to confess that I stopped listening to these stories, stopped watching horror movies, and stopped reading about ghosts for almost a month. Then something convinced me it was silly to think those things had any connection to what had happened in the house, or to what I was hearing or reading. So little by little, I started listening to his videos again to catch up. The second or third day after I started listening again, someone knocked on the door. My mom peeked out, but there was nobody. Nobody could come into our yard. She spoke to me to warn me. We secured all the windows, and we went to bed, both of us terrified. I was about to tell her that maybe there was a connection between what I used to hear and what was happening now, but she started telling me that long ago, before my dad died, these things weren't happening in the house. In other words, those shadows aren't new. They've been there. The voices that could be heard before were also heard back then by my mom and my dad, may he rest in peace. Still, I'm almost sure that in some way they returned because of the horror things I was listening to, or because of the many books on spirits and rituals I'm used to reading. I don't know, maybe it's just coincidence, but I feel like listening to you guys was the trigger. I don't know what will happen if I keep hearing this, my experience, in a video, in this house. But I'll keep listening, and thank you for keeping me company, even on my saddest nights, through your videos.